With it being open enrollment, the time is now to begin researching and purchasing a Medicare plan. Now, there are so many factors to consider, and choosing a plan can be complex and very confusing, but there is help. That is where Mike Tilton comes in. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff with Medicare today. Let's start with the basics. Let's just start about the deadline, because the deadline for Medicare is different than people buying maybe individual or for their families.
Yeah, it's very important to distinguish between the Medicare open enrollment and the commercial open enrollment, or the ACA open enrollment. Open enrollment for seniors actually started on October 15th, and that runs through December 7th. And this is what they call the annual election period, which is when they have the chance to change a plan, join a plan, and then they're locked into that plan for the rest of the year. We always let people know, though, it's important to know that you actually can start signing up about 90 days prior to your 65th birthday.
Okay.
So even if you're not 65 right now, you can actually do that up to about 90 days before your actual 65th birthday.
Well, that is also something a lot of people probably did not know. So we're kind of getting all this education out there. Now, like you said, whatever we're choosing now, you're going to have to hang on to this for a while. So that's why this is such an important decision to make. So what are maybe some key considerations I should be asking myself when I go to make this decision?
So a couple of things. We have a lot of information available through our website, but we also have a checklist that people can use. So the key things we really tell people to think about is understand what prescriptions you're taking, and make sure that when you're looking at a plan and looking at your plan options, that those prescriptions are going to be covered and how they're going to be covered. Take a look at the physicians that you use, the facilities that you use, and make sure those healthcare providers are in your network. And just get a good handle around what you spend on healthcare every year, so that you can get some understanding of how each plan choice is going to affect your cost and your out-of-pocket cost in the coming year.
What's also important is to know that things change, or there's always something maybe new that's out there that maybe wasn't there last year, maybe something that fits you even better than you even knew. Yeah. Do we have maybe anything that's out there new for this upcoming year?
Yeah, we do. We actually have some exciting news, especially here in Tucson and Southern Arizona. This year, we're going to add the University of Arizona Medical Center and about 600 or so additional healthcare providers to our network that weren't in there last year. So that'll be a nice opportunity for some people that maybe hadn't considered us in the past, or maybe use those physicians or those facilities to be a part of our program. We also added a zero copay for physicals, for annual physicals, and very few of the out-of-pocket costs have gone up. So there's actually a lot more options in front of seniors this year.
Well, and I love that we're talking about this, because we're getting some education right now about when you can sign up, deadlines, what's new, what you should be asking yourself. I love that you guys have that checklist to kind of say, okay, this is what I'm looking at, but maybe I need a little bit more help. Maybe I need someone to walk me through it, because we all have our own individual needs and things that we have questions about. And I like to talk to somebody. That's the kind of person I am.
Absolutely.
Where can I get some help?
There's a lot of great options. So Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona works with a lot of great brokers down in the Tucson area, and we're very fortunate in Southern Arizona that there's some fantastic brokers here. This is what they do every day. They understand the products, they understand the regulations, they can help assist you in understanding your lifestyle needs and find a right product for you. You can certainly call us and we can walk you through your options. We have a lot of information on our website. We also do have a sales representative that's actually sited us down here in Tucson that actually can come to your home and spend time with you and just help you understand our different options as well.
I think a lot of people, and you know, out of a lot of things that we cover on this show, this one gets a lot of response, because I really do think people at home, they look in their mailboxes every day and it is just jam-packed full of all of this information, and to go through all of that and try to connect those dots, it's a lot of work. And we know that there's a deadline, which makes it a little bit more intense, that we know we need to make this decision. So I'm so happy that we, of course, have somebody we can talk to, somebody we can go to. So the best thing to do is maybe go online and find a best place to start.
That's what I would typically recommend, is go online if you can, or just pick up the phone. Either way, and at least let us get you started thinking about this. We typically tell people, in addition to the 90 days prior to you turning 65, we usually tell people about the time you turn 63 or 64 is really when you should start thinking about this, and really thinking about, where am I going to live when I retire? What are my healthcare needs going to be? What are my, what's my income going to look like at that point in my life? And really start planning for it, so it's not so overwhelming when you finally turn 65.
That's a great tip. Like you said, it's It's never too early to maybe start thinking about these, planning, getting some information, so you are prepared and you're not feeling so overwhelmed.
Correct.
So before we let everybody go, is there any kind of last thing that you want to let someone know, or if somebody is still kind of feeling that overwhelmed feeling, or what they should do, any last thing you want to leave them with?
I would just simply say rest assured that there's lots of resources here. We have about 1,500 local employees. Several hundred of them are actually here in Tucson and Southern Arizona. We're there for you, and no matter how you like to access information, person to person, over the web, over the phone, there's lots of resources out there. You still have a reasonable amount of time, so start doing those inquiries now, start getting your facts together, and just feel free to reach out to us and let us help.
That's the great last word, because you know what? It's good to know that we're not alone, and that we can have somebody to look to. You being one of them, thank you so much for coming in with all of this information.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, Medicare open enrollment, like we said, is open through December 7th. To learn more about Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona, call 1-888-288-0019, TTY 711, and that's from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Or you can log on to azblue.com/seniors.